Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I want to do like a quick little self-inquiry. I feel like we all need a little self-inquiry at times. We need to kind of check ourselves to see where we're at. And before I move forward in these next few videos, I want us to kind of see where we have trust in ourselves, if we have trust in ourselves or not. And building trust in yourself is so important. Self-trust, being able to rely on yourself, is a part of reparenting yourself as well. So if you have not seen my reparenting yourself video, it is in the description box. I will drop it below. It is a very important video, I think, because it helps us to stand in the gap for ourselves when there are trials and tribulations and in life, or just in long waiting periods of our life. We have to learn how to trust our choices, and it doesn't come easy for some of us who are overcoming the things that we have been ashamed about, or things that we have overcome, especially us people pleasers and things like that. So I want to kind of just talk a little bit about why self-trust is important, and to give you a few little tips, the things that I find that has been helping me to build more self-trust. And I hope that you could take a few of these and use them for yourself. So self-trust is the ability to be compassionate with yourself. It is to be empathetic and forgiving to yourself, you guys. And this is so important because I feel like it's so easy for a lot of people to put trust in other people automatically. Just people could do something and show a little bit of kindness to a lot of us, and we just assume that a lot of people have our best interest at heart. And we know that that is not true. So sometimes we need to take a little pause, because we're just looking for some people outside of ourselves to be able to like go to, and just to look for direction, when a lot of the times deep down you know what it is that you need to do to get you to that next level. It's about trusting in your decisions. So for me, this is something that I've been working on quite a bit since I have relocated and got myself to a certain point, but to develop deeper self-trust in myself. So these are some of the things that I do to help me, and I hope that you will take a few of them. So the first one that you want to do is, of course, spend more time with yourselves. It is important to really become your own best friend, you guys. Like me, I do love spending so much time by myself now. I'm a twin, so as you could just imagine, I grew up with my sister, and I do have a little brother as well. And get this, you guys, we all three are born on the same day, but my brother was born 4 years later after us. So we all three are born on the same day. So there's not very much that I have not had other people involved with when it comes to big special events for myself. Whether it's my birthday, I've always had to share my birthday with not just one of my siblings who I'm attached to forever, being a twin, but also with my little brother who was born 4 years later. So even just being a twin, we were always associated as the twins, or never like by our names, by our identity, like by people really noticing the differences between us and what made us individuals. So for me, in my adult years, I've really been working on finding my identity and working on things in ways to build trust in myself, to trust my decisions, to trust that, I'm not always going to be around my twin sister or whoever, or relying on my mom, my friends, my partner. And this is what helps us to get to our manifestations as well. So of course, the way I love to spend time with myself is I love to travel, you guys. I love solo trips. I haven't taken one outside of the country yet. I'm still kind of little waiting on that, but definitely within the US, I've gone quite a few places by myself, and I love to. I find that when you do anything outside of your home, or just outside in general, you guys, when I'm saying spend time with yourself outside, because it is a good way to kind of get into the unknown and unpredictability of life. And you really want to test your skills as far as knowing what you want, knowing what direction you want to go, learning how to show up for yourself and how to think for yourself. And when you're not at home in the spaces that you may know very well, or the city that you grew up in, you have to kind of get used to just trusting in yourself and taking care of yourself and being patient with yourself, gentle with yourself, and protecting yourself as well. So a lot of the times when you find that if you always have to have someone with you, and I've had friends like this that have to have someone always going with them, whether it's going to the movies or they're going shopping or they need to go out to eat with someone, like they can't just do it by themselves. Like a lot of people are shocked that I like to go a lot of places alone, but it's what helps me to kind of just work out things on my own and not always have a input, because you don't always need an input with everything that you are doing. So if you are working on figuring out a solution to something, sometimes you might not need to be around so many people. So I find that getting out in nature, like walking in the park, or even like taking my dog, like just taking care of both of us, going out to the park and walking, or going shopping by myself, just doing anything by myself, my self-care by myself. My working out is very important for me to work out by myself. Although I like to invite people occasionally, I love doing it by myself because I learned to show up for myself. I'm not waiting on anyone to be there for me to get up and do what I say I'm gonna do. That's just what I've done. And so for me, being consistent in that, I've learned to instill a little bit more trust in myself every time I show up for myself, okay? So the next one is to express yourself to yourself. Now, this can really be hard because if I find that you are not being able to express yourself with other individuals, as far as like if you can't express to your partner something that's bothering you, you can't express to your parents that something is bothering you, you can't express to your friends, you can't express to anybody pretty much that something is bothering you, or if you have disagreements with people and then you think of all the shoulda, woulda, couldas after and you're just like replaying conversations in your head, it's because you have learned to not even be honest with yourself, you guys. So this is very important. An exercise that I like to do, and I find that this exercise is extremely hard, is doing mirror work and talking to myself in the mirror, communicating with myself and being honest with myself. It's one thing to internally say it, you guys, but it's something about getting up in the mirror and looking at yourself in your eyes, looking at your own body language, realizing when the discomfort rises, like the facial expressions you make, learning how to notice the little shifts in your emotion and in your body language is so important, because you'll learn so much about yourself by talking to yourself. And I think enough of us don't do that. So we never know what it is we're truly feeling. We never really know what it is exactly what we want to communicate. We are uncomfortable with how we may look when we're upset. So I find that even if I'm upset, in talking to myself and I'm expressing myself to myself, whether I'm going on and on about how I might have had a bad day, or going on about how I'm struggling with maybe a mental health day, or whatever the case may be, I find when I look at myself in my eyes and I tell myself the truth, about how I'm feeling in that moment, I find that I can somehow accept it, and it might not be that day, but I can work on it. I'm like, okay, because I can acknowledge. It's something about your inner self acknowledging what you're going through and what you're feeling, and somehow the solution is somewhere in there, you guys. So if you can't express to yourself, you guys, it's going to be very hard for you to express and get your point across to just anyone else. But this also helps you to learn how to show up for yourself and learn how to be comfortable in your skin when you are saying what you're saying and not shy away from it, you guys. So the mirror work is very powerful, and just expressing to yourself how you feel. So the next one is do something without validation or need for reassurance when making a decision. So start something, start anything. You guys know this is my secret, not so secret YouTube channel anymore. And I just did it. One day I just got up and I was like, I'm gonna post a video. I'm just going to post a video like as long as I can. And I feel like I just need to post a video every single day. And I do it. And I never consulted a soul about this, you guys. I just did it because normally I would run it by my friends who, of course, do have good advice. But if this is something that I am innately feeling that is what I'm supposed to do, then there's no need for me to go and seek validation outside of me, because my my desire and my conviction is so strong for it that I'm like, I know innately this is what I need to do. I don't know where it's going to lead, but I know at this moment this is what I need to do. And it gets you out of making others responsible for moving your goalpost. And what I mean by that is when you let people put batteries in your back, you guys, when you let them put batteries in your back about what they feel you should do or how you should go about it, if you value anybody's opinion more than your own, you're always going to look to them, and then they can have the power to make you feel good that day or make you feel shitty, or make you feel like your ideas are good, or make you feel like, oh, you should do it in a different way, when you already knew internally that you had the conviction and you were so sure about it until you decided to tell other people. So if you struggle with not trusting yourself, or you always feel like you have to have a person tell you yes or no that that's a good idea, then I just do something, you guys. Just do it and don't make a big deal out of it. Don't try to convince anyone. Don't try to tell anyone. So don't try to, because it's like you get used to relying on other people's decisions. So it makes you kind of like easily swayed, you guys. And you're always looking for like, well, what's my way out, instead of facing yourself, you guys. So this is about mainly facing yourself. And so the next one is create an emotional boundary for yourself. So this is good for us to work on controlling our emotions. I read somewhere that Beyonce only gives herself 24 hours a day to, one day to like let it be a bad day. If something doesn't work out, she only gives herself 24 hours and that's it. And this is something that is kind of helping me. I don't do it in her way necessarily, but what I do is I love to alchemize every single thing, you guys. If I'm upset, I figure out where can I put this energy? Where can I move this energy into? Whether it's creating another video, whether I can work when I'm working on my clients, I could get extra creative. If something is really bothering me or I'm angry, well, maybe this will be the best lash set I ever do, or this would be the best video I make, or I'll put a little extra time, or I make an extra video for that day. Like, I like to put my energy and move it into something that's going to better me. So that is me creating that emotional boundary that's like, no, you're not going to sit here and you're not going to cry and go on for 7 to 5 to 10 days or whatever it is. You're not going to keep replaying it back in your head. You're going to give yourself this moment, and you're going to figure out what to do with this energy and how you want to move it and how you want to get ahead in life. You're going to put it towards that. So that's the boundary that I give myself. I don't give myself a long time to do the shoulda, woulda, couldas and replaying and doing mental gymnastics. I decide where I'm going to move this energy, whether I'm upset, whether I'm sad or whatever. I just decide, and then I just make that happen. And it's been working out pretty well for me. And so the last thing I want you guys to do, and this always kind of gets me a little emotional, you guys, when I really think about it, is expressing appreciation for yourself. When was the last time that you told yourself thank you? And when you think about it, how often do we actually tell ourselves that we are proud that we actually got out of bed that day? Have you ever just looked at yourself and said, I love you. Thank you for carrying me throughout the day? Do you tell your body you appreciate it for being able to move, that you have the ability to move, that it is a blessing and an honor that you are able to move your body, that you have, your extremities and you're able to make money using your body, or thankful that you have a sound mind? Do you tell yourself that you appreciate yourself, you guys? Once I started working on this, and sometimes I forget, so whenever I'm having a bad day, and the reason why I say this, what inspired me to make this video, is because today I was kind of having a challenging day, like at work, and just kind of all over the place, you guys, and I had to tell myself, like, hold on. But thank you for acknowledging your feelings. Thank you for telling me your feelings. And at the end of the day, guys, who is it that you were telling? You were telling your higher self or your inner child, and you are reconnecting with yourself. You guys, this is a part about breaking away shame. And this is why I'm always going to be talking about shame, because there's so much in us that we feel like we're not capable of making decisions for ourselves. We feel like we're not able to express ourselves, or that it's foolish for us to be able to. But no one knows how you feel, guys. No one really knows how you feel, but innately you do. And the only way that you can get past it is if you face yourself. Work on facing yourself and working on not lying to yourself and telling yourself the truth and being honest with yourself. Once you do that, it is so easy for you to give over to the process of changing your identity, you guys. It's easier for you to give over to doing the things that is necessary and makes sense for you to get ahead in your life. Or it's easy for you to just accept the ups and downs of life because you know that you got you, that you trust that although you're not going to know how certain things are going to happen, you know that you got you and that you have done this countless times, guys. Think of all the times that you've just pulled yourself out of something, you guys. Honor that and thank yourself for that. And keep doing it. This is something you could do consistently, but you have to be okay with yourself. For anything to work, you have to accept what is right now. If you want to change something, you have to accept whatever it was that you was thinking got you to this point, but it doesn't have to stay that way. You can maneuver and you can change and you can grow. Any of us can, you guys. So I hope this video helped you. It definitely just blessed me talking about it. Like, it helped me to kind of be like, okay, like, I feel so much better. But I hope that this video really helps you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.